Hi ladies, this is Milan of So Natural Wellness. I wanted to pop in today because I'm getting ready to make a really delicious lunch. Actually, it's going to be part of my lunch and it may even go into a little bit of my dinner. I just have to add something to it. But I noticed that as weather change, your body starts craving different foods. And sometimes you just get tired of the same old boring salad, but you know that you should be adding more grains into your diet. But like I said, you just get tired of the same old boring salad. Greens, something other green, maybe cucumber, and maybe something like a tomato and some sort of a bottled vinaigrette or something bottled in the store. Well, in today's video, I'm going to share with you something a slightly different salad that you can make yourself, so you don't always have to go to the store if you want a salad, unless you're just going out for a nice little cafe, or you're going out to dinner and you just want to eat salad, then that's up to you. But once you know how to make really great, amazing salads yourself, there's never going to be a problem for you anymore. So today's video, we're going to talk about how to build a better salad. And one of the things about a salad is that it should have amazing toppings. It should be filling. It should be healthy, but not so filling where you walk away feeling completely stuffed and exhausted from eating so much food. And there are so many benefits in having a really good, nutritious salad. So what are some things that you need to avoid when you're having a salad? And when I say need to avoid, this Facebook group is called Chic Women Don't Diet. I don't believe in dieting. Maybe when I was younger, in my 20s and my 30s, I did. It was the lifestyle, and there were so many different diets to choose from. But now that I'm older, almost 50, there's enjoy life, enjoy food. But at the same time, we have to be respectful of our feminine form. We have to be respectful of our body, and the way to honor that is making sure that we're giving our body foods of a more 5-star caliber, not 1-star, 2-star, because that's what's available, that's what you know how to do. But try to continually elevate your taste buds and continually elevate your standard of living, which includes what you're taking in and what you're eating. So some of the things to avoid if you want to continue to stay chic, have your body continually be balanced inside, and your body is always sending you signals when something is not right, when something is off. And we have the tendency, and maybe you have too, to just look at this and say, well, it's just all part of old age or getting older. Well, a lot of things isn't. I have some beans which I've already rinsed off. They're just canned beans. One of the things that I've learned over time is, why create the wheel? Why reinvent the wheel? I knew there was some sort of expression like that. So why reinvent the wheel? Why cook the beans when you could just get the can and just rinse the salt off of it? So if you have the time and you want to cook your own beans, by all means go ahead. But in restaurant dining, I've worked in restaurants and high-end culinary school. They buy canned beans, rinse them off. So I have some beans rinsed off. And the reason I'm putting my beans on the bottom is because we're going to be using arugula as our salad greens. And arugula is a salad green. Here, let me get that out of the way. Okay. So arugula is a salad green that has a slightly bitter flavor, a little bit peppery, but they're very fragile. And the more fragile the greens, you want to keep them on the top. And especially if you're entertaining some point during the day, or maybe you're having it for yourself, if you're going to take it with you to go, like maybe in a really nice mason jar, you want to put those greens on the top, because anything that touches it, and maybe a paper towel below it, because anything that touches it will start to break down the greens, and they wilter very fast. So if you're ever having anything that's arugula, make sure that those greens are on the very top, and that's the last thing that you do, especially if you're entertaining. Okay, so we have our northern beans. That's what we have right here, and this is a filling salad, so that's what we have. So I'm going to set this over to the side to chop this, just to have it out of the way, because this is one in a salad. I've had this for about 2 days, so actually 3 days. I bought this a couple days ago. So it's started to wilter because when something is exposed to air, it starts to oxidize. So it's already started the oxidation, but there's nothing wrong with that. We're just gonna cut that right off. This is a chef knife that I'm using, and if you don't know how to use it properly, please be careful because they're very sharp, especially if you get a very brand new one. This is a Shun, a Japanese knife. Very, very nice. It handles well. Beautiful knife. So you're just gonna cut this off because we're not gonna use it. So what I'm going to do is to make sure that I'm able to cut it off really nice. So I'm just going to take the top, cut that off because we're not using this. If you want to use it, you can. I wouldn't put this in my salad. You can if you want. There's nothing wrong with it because it is edible. But if you like, and you're making a really nice plating of something, you can take the fronds off and just plate them as a garnish, because they're really, really pretty. So you can use it as a garnish, but we're not going to use them today. I normally typically use parsley as a garnish, so we're just going to get rid of this. So I have my little garbage right here in my old Trader Joe's bag, so I just have that right there. Normally, I usually keep something on my counter when I'm cooking and prepping food as my waste container, because I don't like to have a lot of stuff around me. But I wanted to use a small space to show that you don't need to do a lot of cleaning up and dirtying things. So now that we have this fennel bulb like that, and I love the fennel bulb, I'm just going to bridge my hand over the top and split it in half, just like that. So now you have two pieces, and it looks so much prettier in the inside. But the inside, if you notice, there's this, the core. So we want to take the core out, and the way that we take the core out, so we're going to quarter this again, just so it's easy to work with. And you always want to work with a flat, any item on a flat surface, like that. And once you have it quartered, it's easier to take this core out. So you just take your knife, put it on an angle, like maybe a 90-degree angle, and just cut it out. Just like that. Simple, right? So we're going to do the same thing to this one, because this is what we're going to use. We're going to use the whole fennel bulb. Same with this. Quarter it. Always use cut items on a flat surface so your knife won't run away from you. In another video, not in this one, I will show you actually how to properly hold a chef knife, because they are very sharp and you want to make sure that you are using them in the proper way. With a really good chef knife, you don't need the block of knives. You don't need anything else, maybe one knife, a paring knife, and a bread knife, because that's different. You don't want to use your good knife with your bread, especially like a baguette. So we'll just cut the last two out because it's too hard and you don't want to eat that. You want to eat on really nice bites and pieces. So now I wanted to show you that because we eat with our eyes first. Before we eat with our mouth, before we smell, we eat with our eyes. So everything should be nice and pretty, right? So now that we have it off, we've taken off some of this brown from our fennel and cut off the front again, and I'm just gonna slice it just like that because I want to have nice bite size pieces. So that's gonna go, I'm gonna put this on top of my beans because everything is gonna go on top of the beans, and then we're gonna do our salad dressing. So I'm gonna do this last piece. Get that off. You're going to cut the end off right there. Cut that off. Like I said, if you don't know how to properly use a chef knife, be really careful. I have this is what I use whenever I'm cooking, just to keep my board clean. This is actually a pastry a bench scraper for a pastry, but I use it to help transport items to where I need them to go. And we're almost finished with our fennel gloves. Just cut that. And this one is a little brown, but it's okay because I'm eating it, so it's not a big deal for me if it's a little brown left. Get rid of that one. This one has a lot. I'm going to cut that off. Put that over to the side. So now we'll cut up our fennel. So now we have our fennel on top of our beans, and the last ingredient that's going to go on top is our arugula, my greens. So my salad greens, whenever I purchase them from the store, I take a paper towel and put it on the top. A dry piece of paper towel. And then my herbs, I do the same thing. I've had this thyme for about maybe almost a week now. So this is my thyme, and I do the exact same thing with my thyme. Greener, longer. Normally, when you buy greens, they start to wilt after maybe about 3 or 4 days, right? So that's one way that you can keep them fresh and green. So we're not going to use, I'm just going to use our arugula. So we're going to take just a bunch and put on the top. Just a handful. If you want a lot more, you can put a lot more on the top. But for the video purposes, I'm just showing you just what I usually do. And then I take this and put it right back on the top. Because what happens is this paper towel absorbs any water that's in here. So it keeps and prevents your greens from wilting too much and start to get that smell of wilted. You know, the wilted smell? I hate that. So salad dressing. And we're going to use, for our salad dressing, we're using anchovy paste, but just a teaspoon. We're going to use shallot, and another ingredient we're going to use is lemon, fresh lemon juice. You can buy lemon juice if you want to. I just love the fresh. I like fresh lemons because sometimes I will zest the outside for my vinaigrette and put it in, and then I'll use the inside. And we're also going to use red pepper flakes, but just a pinch because it's spicy. We don't want it spicy. We want all the flavors of the salad to come through. And Dijon mustard. So Dijon mustard is really our binder. Start with my shallot. This shallot is very big. It came large just like that. So I just split it apart. And so for now I'm just going to use this part of it. So in order to break this apart, if you notice, the shallot is in the onion family. It's a very mild version of an onion. So I'm going to leave the fuzzy part on, and I'm going to take this part off. That's how you cut an onion. And now it peels a lot easier. And this salad, it doesn't even take that long. I think I've so far been doing this for about maybe 10 minutes. Thank you for watching all the way through. So now the shallot is just like this. So we're going to take this, the shallot, if you look at it really carefully, has lines in it. So we're going to cut along those lines. That's our guide. So we're going to cut along the lines of this shallot right there. And this stays intact. As long as you don't cut that off and you don't cut too far back, this will stay intact. The less you cut into your onion, and this goes for a regular onion too, the less you cut into it, the less gases will be emitted from the onion, and that will cause you to start, tearing out. So we're going to put our knife on a 90-degree angle, cut right through, turn it again, unless you're left-handed, I'm right-handed. So now it's still together, let us cut. And we're going to cut. Now you have, I'm going to put this up and let you see it. So now you have small dices, and that's how you cut an onion. I'm not crying, and typically onions make me cry. So that's it for our shallot. Some pieces. So I'm going to cut my lemon. I want to cut it like in quarters only because my juicer is a little small, because it's actually the smell, it's not that potent. It really isn't. And if you're really curious how something tastes, just taste it before you start finishing it. So we're gonna taste it. It's okay. Salty, so a little goes a long way. And we're gonna mix this up right now. This is our emulsification, right? Olive oil. So I'm gonna start with a little. I need more space. So I'm gonna start with a little. Mix, mix, mix. Normally how this works whenever you're doing a salad dressing, if it's two people, one person can whisk and the other person can stir. It works a lot faster and easier. So I'm going to put a little bit more. We want to make sure that it stays together. Suspend it. You see how nicely it's coming together? I'm going to pull it out of here. Hope you can see it. Can you see it? Let me know if you can see that. So what I usually do to determine whether or not I've added enough oil to the right ratio of citrus or vinaigrette is by tasting it. And the best way to taste it is to take a leaf and to taste it, because you need something to try it on. It's pretty good. Because if you just taste it with a spoon now in its liquid form, your tongue will taste everything. So you want to put it on something, a salad green, and then you'll be able to get the full flavors, how it's going to taste actually on your food. We'll do a little bit more. So that's our vinaigrette. You want to get a little pepper in it. Put some salt in it. I use a very heavy salt called Malden. And I use all my fingers. Whenever I do a pinch, I use all of my fingers. I don't just do a little pinch. I grab it. If it's a very good quality salt, I'll use all my fingers and put it in. That's a pinch. And that's the pinch that I've always used since coming from culinary school, being in that world. And then the last thing we're going to put on it is our pepper. Like I said, this is very spicy, so a little goes a long way. I'm only going to use a small pinch. It all depends on what your taste buds want. So I'm just going to use this much for me, because I don't like spicy foods, not typically. So that's it. So that's our salad. We're going to plate it, because what good is having something if you're not going to eat some of it, right? These are nice, white, pretty restaurant-style plates. So I'm going to use my tongs to take my salad greens. So there's my salad greens, my arugula with my white beans, my fennel, and I'm going to put it in my plate, just like that. You can take your salad dressing and pour it all over if you like. I personally do not like my salad greens drowned in dressing, so I will take mine. I'm trying to figure out how can you see this. Okay, so I will take mine and drizzle dressing on top, because I want to be able to control how much dressing I'm getting, because I want the flavors of the salad to come through. And the only way that I can make sure that I'm doing that to really honor and taste the delicious flavors is by not drowning my salad in a dressing. So that's it. That's it. This is your really super salad, and this is part one of how to build a better salad. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think, and let me know once you try it. I would really love to know if you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you thought, you know, I wouldn't use that. But anchovy paste, if you're wondering where to purchase it in the grocery store, it's right next, it's in the tomato paste aisle. So wherever you will find your tomatoes, like Italian foods, your canned tomatoes, you will find tomato paste in a tube just like this, and the anchovy paste is usually right next to it. So that's it for our video, and until next time, stay beautiful and healthy.